Welcome to Social Security Post, the channel where we bring you the most critical, honest, and up-to-date information about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, Medicare, and everything in between. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by all the news lately, especially headlines about delays in Social Security payments, you're not alone. Today, we're going to cut through the confusion and give you a clear, detailed explanation of what's really going on and what you can do to stay prepared. These aren't rumors. They're grounded in facts, agency reports, and firsthand accounts from Social Security employees. What's happening now could impact when you get paid, especially if you've recently changed your bank account, moved to a new address, or filed a new claim. The agency is experiencing an internal shift in priorities that may put routine updates on hold. But even more importantly, I'll explain later in this video why, even if your benefits haven't changed, you could still be impacted due to this backlog. So watch until the very end, because that part is rarely talked about, but could make a real difference for your financial security. We don't take fear tactics lightly here. Our goal is to arm you with clarity and facts. By the time you finish watching this, you'll understand what's behind these headlines, what the government is doing, and how you can protect yourself from any disruptions. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You'll get regular updates on Social Security, changes in policy, and benefit news, all explained in plain English. In the past 24 to 48 hours, you've probably seen a number of alarming headlines floating around major news outlets. From USA Today to local news stations, stories are reporting on possible Social Security payment delays, with phrases like SSA employees warn of disruptions and Fairness Act overwhelming Social Security systems. These aren't random conspiracy theories or internet gossip. They're sourced from interviews with real Social Security workers who are actively processing your benefits. What's causing all this panic? According to these reports, the agency is being flooded with new responsibilities related to a law passed earlier this year, and the systems just aren't built to handle the surge efficiently. Employees are raising red flags, saying they're being forced to prioritize one task above all others, leaving little room to address regular day-to-day operations. That means simple changes like updating your direct deposit information or addressing overpayment issues are being pushed to the side. So while the White House is trying to assure the public that there will be no interruptions, the boots on the ground, the SSA employees, are saying otherwise. And that tension is now bubbling over into public discourse. If you rely on fixed monthly income, this kind of uncertainty is unsettling. So let's break down what exactly caused this wave of warnings. To truly understand this issue, we need to look back at the Social Security Fairness Act. This was a major reform signed into law in January 2025 by President Joe Biden before he left office. The purpose of the act was to correct long-standing inequities in how public workers, such as teachers, firefighters, and postal employees, were treated under Social Security formulas. Specifically, it addressed those who were penalized by the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset GPO. Under this act, Social Security is now responsible for going back and recalculating benefits for more than 3 million individuals. That means the SSA had to not only reprocess those cases, but also issue back payments that can range from $5,000, 0 cents, to over $8,000, 0 cents for some people. It's a massive administrative lift. And while the goal of the law is noble, correcting past wrongs, the execution has hit major snags. Many people have already received their checks. Around 90% of the 3.2 million affected cases have been processed, but the remaining 900,000 cases are more complicated and can't be handled automatically. They require manual review and approval, and this is where the real slowdown begins. These cases are now being pushed to the front of the line, forcing SSA staff to temporarily stop working on regular benefit changes and customer service need. SSA officials have directed all 8 national processing centers to shift their immediate focus to those remaining 900,000 Fairness Act cases. Unlike earlier batches, these claims are too complex for automated systems and must be reviewed manually. That means a human worker has to open each file, verify the history, calculate the back pay, and process any future increases. That's a lot of work, and it takes time. To accomplish this, employees have been told to essentially pause their normal work. Things like fixing direct deposit issues, adjusting payment errors, and helping callers with overpayments or Medicare billing concerns. These are now considered non-priority. And since this is coming straight from management, SSA employees are obligated to comply, even if it means telling callers, we can't help you until July. This workload is being intensified by new weekend overtime shifts being offered to employees to meet the agency's self-imposed July 1st deadline for completing Fairness Act cases. While that's a positive sign that SSA leadership wants to resolve the backlog quickly, it also confirms that their system is operating beyond capacity. In short, resources are limited, and that puts other essential services in jeopardy. Now, here's where it gets really complex. The White House is saying one thing, and SSA employees are saying another. Officially, the Biden and now Trump administrations insist that there will be no delays in benefit payments or services. They say the agency can handle the added workload without sacrificing quality for others, but that message isn't what workers are seeing inside the agency. Employees at multiple processing centers have told reporters that they were instructed to verbally, not through official memos, to prioritize only Fairness Act claims and new applications. That means they are not allowed to work on any non-priority tasks. One employee even shared an internal Teams message where the manager said, "Don't handle anything else unless it's Fairness Act or a new claim." That's a sharp contrast to the administration's public assurance. The lack of written instruction is also a red flag. Typically, a national shift in operational priorities would come through formal agency-wide communication, but this time it's being done quietly, perhaps to avoid scrutiny or backlash. This disconnect between the public message and internal reality is causing panic and frustration, not only among employees, but also among the millions who depend on these services to survive month to month. While the backlog of Fairness Act cases is the immediate concern, it's not the only issue plaguing the Social Security Administration. Over the last few months, the agency has gone through several internal shakeups. Thousands of longtime employees have accepted early buyout offers. These weren't random. They were offered to reduce payroll and staffing costs, but as a result, the agency has lost valuable experience and institutional memory just when they need it most. On top of that, the SSA saw a leadership transition with Frank Bisignano stepping in as commissioner. Though he brings experience from the private sector, the internal reports suggest a rocky start, with interim directors leaving, new processes being rolled out, and employees adjusting to new marching orders. The agency is in a state of flux, and that's affecting how fast and how effectively. To make matters worse, recent tech failures have disrupted online access. From glitches in the My Social Security portal to unexpected website downtimes, seniors and disabled beneficiaries have had trouble even checking their accounts or submitting paperwork. Add in long wait times at field offices and an overwhelmed phone line system, and it's clear the SSA is facing a perfect storm of operational overload. So who is likely to be affected the most by these delays? The truth is, anyone relying on fixed income benefits could be at risk. This includes retirees, people with disabilities on SSDI, and low-income Americans receiving SSI. These are the individuals who can least afford to miss even one payment. A delayed check could mean missed rent, skipped medication, or going without groceries. The risk increases even more if you've recently made changes to your Social Security account, such as updating your bank details or mailing address. With those kinds of updates currently categorized as low priority, there's a real possibility that your updated information won't be processed in time for your next payment. And if SSA still has your old account or address on file, that money may bounce back or be delayed in routing to the correct place. The SSA is not currently warning the public about this risk, but internal reports show it's real. This is why it's so important to keep checking your status, your direct deposit info, and your mail, just in case something doesn't look right. If you're in the situation and worried, let us know in the comments. Just type yes if you think delays could affect you, or no if you feel confident in the system. While Social Security has been dealing with administrative chaos, Medicare beneficiaries have been hit with a different kind of problem: outright fraud. On May 1st, the U.S. Department of Justice filed major lawsuits against 3 national Medicare brokers. These companies are accused of misleading seniors into choosing plans that weren't the best fit, just so the brokers could pocket higher commissions. This isn't just a legal issue, it's a trust issue. Many seniors rely on these brokers to help them navigate the incredibly confusing Medicare landscape. When that trust is broken, it can lead to people being underinsured, stuck in restrictive networks, or even unable to get needed care. That's exactly what DOJ investigators found. These brokers weren't offering unbiased help. They were pushing plans that paid them the most, not the ones that help seniors the most. As we wrap up today's report, let's be very clear. This is a pivotal time for Social Security. We're seeing delays in services, warnings from inside the agency, and mounting pressure on an already stretched system. The Social Security Fairness Act has created a historic moment, both in terms of justice for past beneficiaries and in operational strain for the agency. While the White House insists that no payments will be missed, workers within the SSA are saying they simply can't do it all. For the next month, their attention is squarely focused on Fairness Act claims, and that leaves little room for everything else. That means your updates, corrections, or new applications could be put on hold, even if your payment is technically scheduled to arrive on time. So stay alert, check your online account, watch your mail, and keep tuning in to Social Security Post, because we'll be the first to let you know if anything changes. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments. Do you believe SSA can handle this without delays? Yes or no? That feedback helps shape the kind of coverage we bring you. Thank you for watching and take care.